I'm feeling emotional today, but I'm just kind of in that space today. So, what honor it is for me to stand here after 30 years, of Unity Church of the Hills. I'm like, who am I to be standing here in front of you today? And I have to own and trust that I'm here by divine call, and so we're here together. And I'm so overjoyed about that. So, thank you. Thank you. So obviously today we're talking about love. If you hadn't guessed yet, we're talking about love today. One of our core values is loving. And I know many of you were not a part of that process of developing, discerning the vision and mission and core values, but it was a process, and many people came together to discern that and work with the Reverend Cynthia to come up with a vision and a mission and core values. And so I know that many of you were also a part of a team that came together once those core values were established to create or discern or to call forth within you actions, ways that we can live those core values. And so that's what I really want us to talk about today, this idea of being loving. And our opportunity is not just to say that we're loving, because I would imagine that most, if not all, Unity churches include that as one of their core values, loving. But what does it mean for us to truly be loving? And so first of all, I want to invite us all to to read together this core value and what we mean when we say that we are loving. And I don't see it on my screen. So let's say it together. We practice unconditional positive regard for God, self, and one another. That's a big statement. To say that we practice unconditional positive regard for ourselves, for God, yes, but for ourselves and one another. That's big. Do you agree with me? That's a big statement. Do we really practice unconditional? That means without any condition. That I hold myself in positive regard, and I hold you and everyone else in unconditional positive regard. Well, I would say that is an aspiration that we want to live that. And so how do we live that? And so one of the action steps that you all came up with is that we choose to see Christ in all beings. Let's say that together. We choose to see Christ in all beings. Really? I did a talk not too long ago when I was at CSL before I came here, CSL Parker, and I talked about something similar to that. And after the service, a young woman came up to me and she said, "How can I see Christ in the people that are doing these evil things, that are killing people, that are exacting laws and regulations that cause people to starve and not get their health benefits, and all of the things that I think are really just not very loving?" I'm sure I gave her some pat answer. I don't know what I said. But it's kind of like that old Nike commercial, "Just do it." Just do it. It's like, you evil selfish jerk. How can you do the things you do? But dang it, I'm going to see the Christ in you, by God, because I am loving. You ever feel that way? I am loving. So, what I would say about that is, as I have been meditating and thinking and journaling about these core values, and am I living these core values? And what I would invite us to add to that statement is something to the effect of, I choose to see the Christ in everyone, and I honor and value the humanity in every person. Yes, I see the Christ. I behold the potential and the possibility for that loving light of God that shines through each and every one of us, and I honor the humanity in myself and in all other people. I believe that's a big part of being loving, that we honor that. And so as I thought about this week, I thought, how wonderful that all of these ideas, all of these action steps that you all came up with really do just build upon each other. And so the next aspect of that is, what is the next part of that we say? Let's say it together. We serve one another and the world through compassionate action. Compassion. Compassionate action has to begin with a compassionate consciousness, compassionate thoughts, compassionate feelings. To truly be compassion in the world, it's important for us to be compassionate for ourselves. First, our own humanity. Are we really loving ourselves? There's a great story about a Zen Buddhist teacher who says to his students, imagine that you are drinking a cup of coffee and someone bumps into you and you spill your coffee. Why did you spill your coffee? Well, duh, because somebody bumped into me. No, because you had coffee in your cup. So what spills out of us when something bumps into us? And have you noticed that people bump into us all the time? In one way or another. Don't you get that? People bump into you. The world bumps into us. And what spills out? Whatever we got in here is what spills out. If it's judgment, if it's anger, if it's self-righteousness, man, I can own that. But what comes out of us if we fill ourselves with compassion first? Then what is going to spill out when somebody bumps into us? Compassion, empathy, understanding, caring. But it has to begin right here. It has to begin right here. Because we can't give what we don't have. What we don't know that we have, what we don't know that we be. And so I just encourage us to honor, yes, I behold the Christ in me, and I behold my humanity. I behold the Christ in you, and I honor and bear witness to my humanity, my experience in this life space. And have compassion for myself so that then I can just fill myself up. And when something bumps into me, that's what comes out. And so our next idea, this flows right into this, is, let's say it together, not that. Well, yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. I'm sorry, let's do that. Many of you might be familiar with Tara Brach, teacher, meditation teacher. She teaches this meditation called RAIN, R-A-I-N. So it's a good way for us to be that compassionate self for ourselves. And so what that stands for is I recognize what's going on. I'm just aware of it. What's bumped into me? What's bumped into me and what is spilling out of me? What is happening? Just be willing to be present with what's happening. And the A is simply allow. Just allow it to be. You know, sometimes when we do this whole, what we call spiritual bypass stuff. Well, I can't feel angry. I can't feel upset. I can't feel that because by God, I'm loving and I'm too spiritual. No. Just allow it. It's our humanity. Do you believe that your humanity is also divine? So can we honor that? And just, what am I experiencing right now? And then I is just investigate, explore it. With their interest and care, what's going on with me? What's happening within my inner landscape? How am I reacting to this? Why am I reacting to this? What am I thinking? What am I telling myself about this whole thing? Do you see, when you do that, it's giving ourselves empathy and compassion and understanding. And then the N is, I forgot what the N is now. Nurture. It's nurture. Nurture ourselves. Be kind to ourselves. What do I need? What is my deepest longing right now? What is my deepest longing right now? What do I want? What do I need? Which leads us right into our next statement, which says what? We mindfully balance our needs with the needs of others. Let's say that together. We mindfully balance our needs with the needs of others. What am I needing? Not what do I want. I've done a lot of work and study with nonviolent communication, Dr. Marshall Rosenberg's work. He didn't name it nonviolent communication, but someone else did. And I prefer to call it compassionate communication, compassionate living. And what he says is that we all share what he calls universal human needs or universal human longings. And one of the primary longings we all have is love, to be loved. And that can look like we all want to be loved. That can look like, I want to be heard. I want to be seen. I want to know that I matter. I want to know those things. I want to feel those things. I want to experience those things. We all have those. And you know, I believe that all of those things that we desire, to be loved and for peace and for joy and for all of those longings that we all have as human beings, are truly all encapsulated into one primary longing. And that longing is to know ourselves as the divine, to know ourselves, to know our Christ nature, to know that we are God expressing. Because all of that are those divine attributes of our divine nature. So what am I longing for? And you know what I love about that is that when someone bumps into me, and I feel, and I give myself empathy and compassion, and I connect with, oh, I see, I'm just wanting to know that I'm loved. I'm just wanting to know that I am God expressing, and guess what? I want to know that you are God expressing. And yes, I can say, dang it, I am loving. I'm going to see the Christ in you if it kills me. Or I can honor your humanity. Because I do believe that our humanity is a portal to our divinity. Do you see that? Our humanity is a portal to help us understand the deepest longing of our souls. To be loved, to know love, to experience love. Do you agree with me? And then when we get to that point, the next thing that we say we do, let's say this. We accept ourselves and others through the practice of forgiveness. Where does forgiveness start? Right here. Forgiveness is not something we do for someone else. Because forgiveness is a process and a practice that we engage in to free ourselves. To free ourselves. Because the person we're angry with, the person that we're judging, the person that we have a conflict with, doesn't even know that we care, but we have those thoughts, right? So it's not affecting them at all, is it? We're the ones that suffer. We're the ones in that unforgiving state of consciousness and feeling. You know, this energy of resentment and blame and guilt that we hang on to. I see this energy feel. It's like, this dark, nasty energy that we're hanging on to, and it's really blocking the energy of love that just wants to express itself. So our opportunity is to clear away that energy so that that love energy flows freely. Many of you probably are aware of Rocco Errico, who's a unity minister, I believe, and he does this article in Science of Mind magazine where he talks about the Aramaic language and how it's been translated. And he says forgiveness is the word that we use that originally meant to untie the knots that bind. To untie the knots that bind us to our resentment, that bind us to other people, that bind us to our past. And we just want to be free, to be loving. And so our opportunity is to practice forgiveness. And I know that many of you are familiar with Ho'oponopono. And so Ho'oponopono prayer, if you're not familiar with it, let's just do a quick review of that. They're just 4 statements. I'm sorry. Let's say it together. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And so, where does that begin? Right here. Right here. Please, I'm sorry. I am so sorry for all of the thoughts, all of the negative thoughts, all of the judgment, all of the actions, all of this consciousness that I've had about anything, about myself, about my family, about my religion, about the culture, about everything. I'm sorry. I really regret that. Please forgive me. We're not asking anyone else for forgiveness. We're not asking God for forgiveness. There is no God out there that's judging you anyway. Please forgive me. Forgive myself. Thank you. I love you. I invite you to go home today, look in the mirror, and say this prayer. And when we do that over, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. Sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. It begins to transform that negative, yucky energy that's blocking our heart space, blocking that expression of love. Try it. Try it. You will see how transformative it can be. And so as we're looking at this idea of being loving, that we truly practice unconditional positive regard for ourselves and others. Through beholding the Christ, honoring our humanity, giving ourselves compassion, filling ourselves up with compassion, so that when the world bumps up against us, that's what we can give to each other. Compassion, understanding, empathy. So we can know we all want the same thing. We all want love. We all want to be loved. We all want to experience love. And we just sometimes go about it in ways that make it hard. I have a friend who says, when I'm hard to love, love me harder. When I'm hard to love me harder. I think that's a great mantra. And we can understand that we all want that. We all want to be loved, to be seen, to be heard, to be valued, to be respected. And our opportunity is to forgive ourselves, to free ourselves, untie those knots. Just imagine for a moment that there's a knot of resentment, a knot of blame, a knot of guilt right here, blocking that expression of love. And when we can come to that awareness, I forgive, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you, and just imagine those knots beginning to release. So love flows freely. So when we say at Unity Church of the Hills that we are loving, it's not just a word. It's not just an idea. It's the way we be, who we are, for each other, for ourselves, and for the world.